What have you got?
Console.
Console.
Pretty simple.
Console
I
loser,
played loads of FF14 on my PS5.
Nice one.
Funny enough, performance-wise, don't set it to 4K.
Nope, do not do that.
Do not
It
do
does
that.
one.
No, the
Very shit.
engine not happy. So, the 1440p, and it works out great. Now, let's talk about the why. For me, it is just a different experience in console and PC. Because for me on console, I am on the sofa. It's a bit more relaxing. It's maybe I'm lying down on my side, instead of murdering my lower back on a chair or whatever. But it's a different context of play, and it's also gameplay that's not happening on my work device, the notification machine.
Yeah.
And I there is a value in that, especially for a game like this, somewhere where you're getting no Discord beeps and no bullshit. Yeah. There's definitely a value in that. It's just like how people will have a home office and they'll do their work stuff in the home office, then they're relaxing stuff elsewhere. It's kind of like that for me with how I wanted to play specifically what the MSQ of this game is like. Yeah. There's that. Another nice thing, just PS5, it just works. Yeah. You just open the thing, and then it's there and it works and it's quick and easy and handy.
Game is there.
Which, there's a value. There's a value in that, to be sure. Now, the thing people are going to be like, oh, wait, controls, though. So I'm playing Ninja. The way it basically works, right? If you look at this image here, you have 4 sets of 4, right? So if you hold down R2, then your D-pad will be these. Your face buttons will be these. If you hold down L2, then these are your face buttons. These are your number pad. So for me, my rogue 3-piece combo is just here, here, and here with Death Blossom here. I've got a few utility and other things there. And then this is where controller works so well for Ninja. Yeah. And that is, I've got my 3 mudras here and then ninjutsu here. And that has actually helped me with Ninja gameplay so much. Because it is 4 buttons. Yeah. That system, at least from what I've experienced of it so far. Maybe it changes later. But it all fits and plays real smooth like that. And then there's other accommodations they've made. So the way the camera, the follow camera and stuff all works quite well when you're there on a gamepad. If you wish, and there's one change I'd like them to make, and maybe it's a toggleable setting, I'm not sure. But you can press R3 to target lock onto what you're currently fighting, and it actually changes the camera. Yeah. So if you move to the left on your gamepad, to the left, it will move to the left, but it will move to the left centered around the NPC that you've targeted, so you'll circle strafe. The only thing I would say is whenever you pull back, you backpedal. And that can be really annoying for moving. It would be better if it just fully positionally turned you back. So maybe that is a toggleable option. I'm not sure. I can't imagine but it does actually feel quite good and cinematic there, which is funny. Then the other thing is actually setting up your keybinds. You need to know how to do it, but once you do, it's real easy because you just open your list of actions. You go to the action you want. You hit the button to bind it. Then you hit the button on your pad and then it's done. It works. Yeah. So that aspect of the gameplay just... works really well and easy. Now, that said, if I get any more abilities, I'll have issues. And I'll need to, swap my set. And so basically, I need to work out how far you can push it.
People read Savage on basically every job.
Somebody said you can change from standard to legacy controls. Oh, legacy movement. Right, there is a toggle for it. That's fantastic.
Sick, nice. That's good.
So I'll need to work out a better setup for that. I mean, for me, it would be easy enough. I would just map the face buttons to abilities and then have the R2 be a modifier in that. So I'll have to see if that is supported and possible.
What default face button?
Or sorry, I would make these be default face button. And then if you hold R2, a different set of abilities. That's a bit closer to how I did it with World of Warcraft and gamepad.
I'm not sure. I think
for more buttons.
Oh yeah, the R1 just tap through stuff. Or hold L2 and R2 is also another set.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a way to have the face buttons do actions because I think I don't know if you can maybe bind them, but because you have to use face buttons to navigate the world, I think. Maybe there's a way to bind it. I'm not sure. I've not really played with controller very much because
Oh yeah, there's an
I just
option to
haven't learned.
activate set 2 with LBRB. So that would
Oh
that would
yeah,
make
that's
it
right.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look, I'll need to get it refined a bit more, but at least for my current purposes, it's worked quite well. And there are some things. Is targeting harder? Yeah, it is. But with how you end up doing most of the combat, it's fine. It works.
Yeah, and it's not like gameplay wise, it's so different from World of Warcraft, where a lot of what you'll be doing is like targeting loads of shit all the time. You don't have to do that as much in FF. Like, there's cases where if you're playing like a bard, you'll want to multi-dot a load of people, but generally that's relatively a smaller case. You'll get away by using AoE substantially more, and also you've got the enemy list, which means you do have a you do have a single linear list of enemies that you've hit or in combat with, so you can just navigate through those instead of having to like deal with positional targeting, which is good shit.
Oh, yeah, nice. I guess so. Other things then with World of Warcraft, you can actually do a lot of this.
Yeah.
With the console port add-on, I'd highly recommend it. I've made multiple videos in console port in the past. So yeah, you can do well in this way. I'm interested to, as I said earlier, make a full console UI and setup for World of Warcraft. I mean, obviously it'll be a PC HDMI onto a TV, because WoW's not on console. But I'll do that, and I'll play through the Chains of Domination campaign just to see like how that compares to my post Garuda. Laughter comes from that. Yeah, so I'll try that. Curious suspicion that FF will win because that's the game it's trying to win.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah. Look, the controls work. It feels smooth. You'd have to get used to things, but I got used to how the map works. The auto run stuff all works pretty well. Yeah. So overall, it's just a good, smooth thing. And then for me, it's just the experience. I think that playing this on console, with in my case, I've got at home a 65-inch Philips Ambilight. I didn't get Ambilight specifically. It's just it was a Black Friday thing a year ago. It was a deal that made sense. So it's not a mega high-end TV, but I mean it was 700 odd quid in a TV, so that's a pretty chunky TV, and it's a big TV too.
There's no LGCX like.
Sadly, no. I look at those. I look at those like big, Linus-y LED or OLED panels. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. But I can't justify the money. It's so expensive.
It's like $1,400 or something for one of the for the 6. That might be the 48-inch LGCX, which I'd absolutely love, but not a fucking chance. Like, not a hope in hell.
Yeah.
Good shit, like.
But yeah, so in that post-Garuda experience where a lot of it's the cinematics, the cutscenes, the sort of the big moments, that on a big TV, it just ends up being really immersive, really enjoyable. And I actually think that is how I am going to play Final Fantasy XIV MSQ.
Go for it.
I think I'm going to play it on PS5. And part of the reason for me is it is like a different mode of play.
Yeah.
It's a different mode of play. It's like saying, hey, you came home from work where, I do have a standing desk, but it's like, you're not doing this in any way that's similar to your work context.
Yeah.
It's a totally different, separate thing. Maybe going to go chill, watch some TV show, or instead, play some FF. So I actually think this is how I'm going to continue. And especially, the in-game cinematics and stuff get better and better and better over time. And I just think that for me, wanting to play at least the MSQ, like it is a big single player RPG, I think this is actually the format where I'm going to play it. And I'm sure that some of the WoW crowd will give me shit for this, because every time I talk about console port and that shit, they would give me shit for it. I mean, I don't know, I heroic raid with a mouse and keyboard and PC. This is just a different way of playing a different game, so
that's what I think's interesting. So I was just like, I could hear like the innate defensiveness and like, well, it's actually a fine way to play. It's here's all of the reasoning for it. I'm like, yeah, it's no one playing F's gonna go dumb console bitch. Like, everyone could be like, yeah, that's the game's on console. That's how you're gonna play the game. It's designed with that in mind. Yeah, you've got all your movement settings. You've got your cross hotbar. You're not fiddling around for ages. It's just designed that way. So, like, go for it.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, FF on consoles are a really good experience. It all maps onto the controller really good. It was smoother than I expected. And overall, I just found it to be highly enjoyable. I think it elevated my experience, and I would recommend it to other people. That's my thought on that.